What if I told you that the secret to lasting love doesn't lie in finding the perfect person, but in discovering the perfect you first? Stick around, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to find real love and how to avoid the heartbreak that comes from searching for it in all the wrong places. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and think about the first time you were really in love. The rush, the excitement, the way your heart beat a little faster every time they smiled at you. It felt like the whole world shifted, didn't it? Everything seemed to make sense when you were with them, as if you'd found something you were meant to find, the way you felt so connected, so complete. But here's the truth, the thing that many of us don't realize until it's too late. If you don't truly know who you are before stepping into a relationship, love won't be enough to keep you whole. Love, as beautiful as it is, can't fill the empty spaces inside of you that you haven't filled yourself. It can't heal the wounds that only you can face, the things that only you can work through. If you don't know yourself, you're not giving the other person a chance to love you. You're giving them an incomplete version of yourself. I know this firsthand because I've been there. There was a time in my life when I thought I needed someone else to make me feel whole. I needed their approval, their attention, their validation. So I lost myself in trying to be what they wanted me to be. I changed parts of myself, abandoned pieces that didn't fit into their idea of what love should look like. I thought it was love, but what I was really doing was losing myself. And when that happens, when you give up who you are to fit into someone else's mold, the foundation starts to crumble. It's a matter of time before the cracks show. You'll feel disconnected, unsure of yourself, and the love you thought was perfect begins to feel empty. Love can't fix what's broken inside of you, and the sooner you understand that, the stronger you'll be. If you want to build a lasting, meaningful relationship, it starts with you. You need to know yourself, really know yourself, before you can even think about offering that love to someone else. I'm not just talking about surface level things like knowing what you like to eat or what movie you want to watch. I'm talking about the deep stuff. Do you know what drives you? Do you know your values, your passions, your strengths and your weaknesses? Do you know what makes you feel alive and what makes you feel small? Can you sit with your own thoughts and be okay with who you are, even when no one else is around? You see, when you've taken the time to understand yourself, when you've done the work to heal the wounds from your past, when you've learned to stand firm in your own skin, you become an even more powerful force in a relationship. You stop looking for someone to complete you, because you already know that you're complete. You're not seeking validation, you're offering love from a place of strength. The truth is, when you love yourself first, you can love others in a healthier, more genuine way. You stop expecting someone else to make you happy. You stop putting that burden on another person. And in return, that allows them the space to be their true selves with you too. Building a strong relationship with someone else means being strong within yourself first. It's about creating a foundation that's built on self-awareness, self-love, and self-respect. And let me tell you, that's the kind of love that lasts. When both people come together as whole individuals, bringing their best selves to the table, the love you build is deep, steady, and unshakable. So take the time to find out who you are. Take the time to fall in love with your own journey. When you do that, you'll be ready for the love that is meant for you. The kind of love that doesn't just fill the empty spaces, but grows with you, strengthens you, and supports you through everything life throws at you. Let me tell you something. Vulnerability is the hardest thing you will ever do in a relationship. It goes against everything we've been taught. From a young age, we're taught to protect ourselves, to keep our guard up, to never let anyone see us at our weakest. We build walls around our hearts, thinking that if we don't let people in, we'll never get hurt. But here's the truth. Those walls don't protect us. They isolate us. They keep us from experiencing real love. I've been there. I put up those walls too. I thought if I just stayed strong, if I just kept my emotions in check, I could avoid the pain. I thought that love was about control, about managing what we let people see, about only showing the parts of ourselves that we thought others would accept. But it wasn't until I allowed myself to truly be vulnerable that I realized what I had been missing. I remember a time when I was dating someone and I was so guarded, so afraid of opening up. I would hold back my feelings, never truly sharing what was on my mind, what I was struggling with. I thought if I showed too much, if I revealed my insecurities, I would lose their respect or their love. I convinced myself that vulnerability made me weak, but in reality, it was the very thing that was holding me back from forming a deeper connection. What I didn't realize then was that true intimacy, real love, is built on trust. And trust can only grow when you allow yourself to be open, when you allow yourself to be seen for who you truly are. And I'm not talking about just sharing the good things about yourself. I'm talking about being open about your fears, your flaws, your mistakes, your failures. It's about letting someone see you in your rawest, most imperfect form. It wasn't easy for me. I had to face parts of myself I had spent years avoiding. But when I allowed myself to be vulnerable, when I finally let my guard down, something incredible happened. I was met with understanding. I was met with kindness. I was met with love. And the truth is, love isn't about perfection. It's about connection. And connection comes when you can truly show yourself, when you can trust the other person with your heart, even knowing that they have the power to hurt you. Vulnerability doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong. It shows that you trust the other person enough to share your true self, even when it's not always easy, even when it's not always pretty. When you build a relationship on vulnerability, you're building it on something real. You're creating space where both of you can be yourselves, flaws and all. And that's where true love thrives. When both people are brave enough to share their scars, their fears, and their dreams, and to listen to each other without judgment. But it's not just about sharing your own vulnerabilities. It's also about accepting the other person's vulnerabilities, meeting them where they are, loving them through their struggles. When you can see their pain, their fears, their broken pieces, and love them anyway, that's when you know you have something real. That's when you know you're not just in love with an idea of them, but with them. Every part, every piece, every part of their journey. So don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to open up. Because love, the kind that lasts, the kind that heals, can only grow in the soil of trust and vulnerability. If you want to experience real love, you have to be willing to trust, to open up, and to let someone see the parts of you that you kept hidden. That's when you'll discover a love that's deeper, stronger, and more meaningful than anything you've ever known. I want to tell you something that might challenge everything you've believed about love up until now. Love isn't something that just happens. It's not a spark, a sudden lightning strike, or a magical moment that falls into your lap. Real love is a choice. Every single day you wake up and choose that person. Choose to love them even when things aren't perfect, even when the excitement fades, and even when life gets hard. I've seen so many people fall in love, but what happens after that initial rush? What happens when the honeymoon phase is over? When the days aren't filled with butterflies? When the flaws start to show and the difficult conversations begin? That's when the true test of love begins. You see, love isn't about finding the perfect person. It's about choosing to love the person you're with, even when they're not perfect, and even when you're not perfect. It's about making a conscious decision every day to nurture, to care, and to be there for them. Not because it's easy, but because you've chosen them. There was a time in my life when I thought love was all about finding the right person. The one who would sweep me off my feet, who would make me feel special, who would meet all of my needs without me having to ask. But after some heartaches, I realized something important. Love is more than just feelings and chemistry. It's about commitment. It's about waking up every morning and deciding that no matter what happens, I'm going to show up for this person. I'm going to love them even when I'm tired, even when I'm frustrated, even when life is pushing me to my limits. Love is a choice, not a feeling that comes and goes with the wind. You see, when you make love a choice, it changes everything. It means that you're not waiting for the perfect moment to be in love. You're not chasing the fleeting emotions that can come and go like a summer storm. Instead, you're choosing to stand by that person, to face life's challenges together, and to build something that's not just based on feelings, but on mutual respect, trust, and a shared commitment to each other. This is something I've come to understand through personal experience. There were times when things were tough in my relationships. There were moments when we disagreed, when we couldn't see eye to eye, and when the love didn't feel as passionate as it did at the start. But I realized that those moments didn't mean the love was gone. They meant that it was time for me to choose love again, to choose my partner again. It's easy to love someone when everything is perfect. But the real challenge, the real beauty of love, is in choosing to love them through the imperfections, through the trials, through the mundane days when nothing extraordinary is happening. When you choose love every day, you build something that's not just a momentary spark, but a lasting flame. You create a bond that can withstand the storms of life. Love that's based on choice is love that endures. Love that doesn't fade when things get tough. It's love that's built on commitment, on choosing each other over and over again, day after day. And here's the most important part of this choice. It's not just about loving them, it's about loving yourself too. You can't give your best to someone else if you're not giving your best to yourself first. The choice to love yourself, to invest in your own growth and happiness, is what allows you to show up fully for the person you're with. It's a partnership where both people are choosing to grow, to evolve, and to support each other's journey. So the next time you find yourself thinking that love should be easy, that it should come effortlessly, remember this. Love is not just a feeling. It's a decision you make every day. It's a commitment to choose that person, to choose the good days and the bad, to choose them in every moment. Not because it's convenient, but because you've decided that this is the person you want to be with, through thick and thin. If you're ready for real love, the kind that lasts, then you need to embrace this truth. Love is a choice, and it's one that you make every day. When you choose love, you stop looking for perfection, and you start building something real, something that will stand the test of time. So, let me leave you with this. Love isn't a fairy tale. It's not about waiting for the right person to come into your life and magically make everything perfect. No, real love starts with you. It starts with knowing yourself, with being confident in who you are, and bringing your whole true self to the table. And then it's about being vulnerable, letting down your walls, trusting another person with your heart, showing them the parts of you that are messy, imperfect, and real, because that's where the deepest connections are made. When you let someone see you for who you truly are, and they choose to love you anyway. But here's the final truth. Love is a choice. Every single day you make the decision to love that person, to stand by them, to choose them, even when it's hard. It's not about finding someone who checks all the boxes. It's about choosing to build something lasting together through the ups and downs. So remember this. Know yourself, trust and be vulnerable, and choose love every single day. When you do that, you'll build a love that lasts, a love that doesn't just survive, but thrives. Thank you.